Oh my gosh. Think about this. You can put Black Feather and 2 anticipation monsters running like full strength if you wanted to, right? You can have Hardy full strength. You can have, heck, you can have Ragnarök full strength for all I care. You could actually probably run Miseris full strength. Like, I wouldn't be mad at you. Black Feather, 3 speed, and then 3 strength Hardy, 3 strength Mythic, do Flying Spirits, give a churn to any enemy monster, and then anticipation triggers, Miseris gets a churn in, Hardy gets a churn in, and they're running strength runes. Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to a video explaining the Blackfeather'S tail events and also a monster analysis on Blackfeather. So here's the thing, if you've never done a tails event, you definitely want to pay attention because it's not as straightforward as it seems. So the way the event works, and as you can see I already have all of my compasses, the way this event works is for these next 6 days and 8 hours as of time recording this video, we basically have a week. For a whole week, you have to collect these items, these tokens. In this case, it's the compass. It used to be 5 items of 5 different types, but this is a change they're doing. So you need to collect 25 compasses. If you collect those compasses, you do not get the monster. Let me repeat that. You do not get the monster just for collecting all of these tokens. By collecting these 25 tokens, you then will have access to Progressive Island, and it is during that Progressive Island where you can get Blackfeather, and you are going to need around 150 gems. I would say bring like 200 gems if you want to be safe, but you are going to need gems in order to get Blackfeather. I would still consider him a free-to-play monster because saving up 150 gems is easy enough to do, especially since we know that Tails events are reoccurring. So if you can just save 150 gems, and again like 200 to be conservative, you can get this brand new Cosmic Mythic monster. So I want to start off by talking about where to get these tokens, how do you get them, all that fun stuff, and then I'll do the analysis during the second portion of the video. So let us begin, and let's start with the little teaser. Blackfeather is a magic control monster who can apply single target and area possessions, curse, and total blind. Pro tip, he'll work like a charm with hardy and anticipation skills. Blackfeather has an evolving trait. At rank 0 he's hardened, at rank 1 he's immune to immediate death, and at rank 3 he gives himself immunity to possession at the start of the battle. Okay, so obviously at rank 1, that hardened umbrella trait, that's useful to have, and then at rank 3, immunity to possession, so against another Blackfeather, if you're fighting Blackfeather versus Blackfeather, you're not going to be able to possess yourself. In terms of cosmic monsters, did you guys know there's only 2 mythics that have AoE possession, Vendek and an Aztec. So if you're taking those monsters on, he's a great counter at rank 3 when you have that immunity possession. Yeah, who would have known, right? Only 2 that have an AoE possession. If you guys know anyone else, let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure I'm right because I have been spending my last few days going through all of the mythic monsters so I can make a tier list. So yeah, I mean obviously there are some that have single possession, but just AoE possession, I thought that was an interesting little fun fact. So with that being said, as you can see, it's barely been a few hours of the event and I already have all of my tokens. So you're probably wondering, Armor, where did you get all of your tokens? Well, the first place to get tokens and one of the best places to get tokens is Monsterwood. If you have Monsterwood, if you can watch videos, honestly, if you just watch a bunch of videos, you're going to collect compasses super easily. Another place to get compasses, hopefully you've done it by now, is the dungeon. So right here, the token dungeon, I was able to collect a good amount of tokens. I don't know how many this gave me, but obviously it gives you a good amount, so be sure to do that. Also, always check the weekly challenges, or the daily challenges. What are they even called? Where are they? It is somewhere here. So right now, it is a feeding. It is a growth spurt event. I believe that one, growth spurt, where is it? There it is. Alright, 26.8 mil. So as you can see, I got 5 compasses. So I don't know, depending on your level, whatever range you're at, that's gonna require you to feed a different amount of food. So you can get some there as well. And by the way, if you want to check how many you actually have, if you click on the scrolls icon, we're gonna click on the scrolls and you scroll to the right, look at that, I actually have 36 compasses. So you might be wondering, Armor, why do you have so many? Why do you need so many? So unlike last time, SocialPoint is actually doing something very nice with the Tails event. Previously, there'd be times where you had like 20 of a single item, even though you didn't need it. But now we get to use our surplus compasses. So we need 25 for the event, and with all the extra ones, if you go to the packs right now and you click on the treasure chest, and I scroll a little bit to the right, where is it? It's right here. Blackfeather Tails chest, guaranteed one Blackfeather cell. You can actually get additional by paying the compasses. You're actually going to be able to get additional cells. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if the cost increases if you can only buy one. It doesn't seem like there's a limit right now. So it is to your benefit to get as many compasses as possible, because maybe in the progressive island, maybe you don't save up the 150 gems, but then maybe you get like 50 cells and then you can get more here. Like, it really depends how many compasses you get. And if you don't care about the Blackfeather cells, you can also get Cosmic Arrow Chest. There is a limit on this, 10 out of 10. So if you have 50 compasses, you're going to be able to get an additional 50 Cosmic Arrow Chest. And then I think this is from the race. Yeah, it contains one. Yeah, that's from... Oh, wait, no, you need one Tails Key. So even this is another way to get some, but this requires gems, whereas this requires compasses. So it is to your advantage to get as many as possible. So go out there, get your compasses. Again, Monster Wood is the easiest one. Take a look at the time challenges and then the tokens dungeon. I don't know if SocialPoint is going to release a second one. Typically, they've always done 2 events, and there's plenty of time for them to release more. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And again, just because you get all of these compasses does not mean you get the monster. This gives you access to the progressive events that we're going to be seeing in 6 days. With that being said, let us transition over for the monster analysis. Alright, so I am on the official Monster Legends forum. I'll post a link in the description if you want to follow along. So let's see what Blackfeather, let's see his origin. In outer space, the Reign of Stardust was actually a storm, a massive chaotic storm, which caught Captain Copperbeard and his crew in the middle of a voyage, and made him lose control of the curse of the cosmos. The pirate spaceship started spinning around, and for some minutes it was impossible to know where everyone was. And then it passed. The captain checked on his crew and everyone was safe and sound. Everyone except his beloved parrot, Blackfeather, who had gone missing. Wait. The bird on Captain Copperbeard is this monster? No way. The captain checked on the crew and everyone was safe and sound. Yeah, except for his beloved parrot, Blackfeather, who had gone missing. They searched for him everywhere but couldn't find him. Captain Copperbeard was devastated. Blackfeather had been by his side for the longest and now he vanished. So where was Blackfeather? He had been caught and devoured in the middle of the Stardust whirlwind. That was the end of the parrot as everyone knew him, but it was also the birth of new Blackfeather, a cosmic spirit who can join the crew of the Curse of the Cosmos as a flagship member. That is, if he can find his way. Oh, that is a sad origin story. Tell me this monster is not in Evil Legions, because that is sad. Okay, he is in Underworld Spirit's Wing. Okay, I'm happy that... Because he looks like a villain, let's be honest. This monster looks like a villain, but man, that is a sad origin. Alright, so we already read through all this. Alright, let's take a look at his stats. His life stat is 73,892 compared to the other mythic monsters, the other cosmics. Sorry, I gotta get used to just saying cosmics. Compared to the other cosmics, this stat is actually pretty decent. It is the 3rd highest life stats. Awesome. The power 7414, that is on the lower end. That is the 2nd lowest. Currently the weakest monster is Ignis with a power of 7392. However, Blackfeather, from what we saw, he's going to be a denier, so he doesn't need a high power. And his speed stat, 5896. This is pretty fast. He's the 3rd fastest cosmic in the game. Awesome. And rank 1 says immune to countdown and sudden death. So yeah, oh, I think earlier it just said immediate death. So countdown and sudden death. Countdown is like Morgs can apply a death countdown. You die in 3 turns. Sudden death is like maybe you fight Nord, the ultimate KO, immediate death. So, you know, it does have some uses. Ooh, the rank 3 is a status caster. I thought it was a permanent trait. Gives himself immunity to possession at the start of the battle. Dang. So... the bad thing is it can be removed with a positive effect removal. So at the end of the day, at least he still has that umbrella hardened. In terms of relics, he can hold the amulets and the essence. And oh my goodness, when a monster can hold the essence relic, immediately they kind of go up in value because revival essence, right? If he dies, hey, you're not done with them yet. He can come back to life. And it's especially scary when it's a denier that can hold the essence. Because if they die and they come back to life, they can deny you. So let's start talking about skills, because I already see a lot of things I like, especially compared to some of the other cosmics I've been seeing. For one, right off the bat, the stamina costs, it doesn't seem that bad compared to some other monsters I've been seeing. But also, I am seeing 0 cooldown, 0 damage, 0 cooldown, low cooldowns. Okay, interesting. So even though this is not a counter to cooldown activation, or in terms of the trait, he might be able to counter cooldown activation. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 0 cooldown skills. Alright, let's start with the first one. Blind Parrot. Applies possession and total blind to an enemy. 0 cooldown, 32 stamina. What? That's awesome. Applies possession and total blind to one enemy. Blind Parrot. This is your basic skill. Wow, that is good. That is awesome. So, here's the negative thing, right? If a monster is possessed and they attack their team, it really sucks that you total blinded them, because then they're not going to deal any damage against their team. But the way I see it, and this is probably a better way to see it, if an enemy has hardened, right, like another Blackfeather, if you try to land possession and total blind, it's better that at least one of them lands. right? It's better that way. Now, possession and total blind, they have their plus and minuses, right? Typically monsters tend to not be immune to blind, whereas possession is something that monsters are more commonly immune to. So if a monster is immune to blind, hey, you could always possess it. If a monster is immune to possession, hey, you could always total blind it. Now, when a monster is possessed, the AI doesn't have any control over what it does. When the enemy is total blinded, the AI still has control, so they can do a self skill, they can recharge. So there's that, right? And then if you play a live battle and you total blind and the possession doesn't land, then if you're doing a live battle again, a friendly battle, the player is going to be able to do whatever they want with the total blind. Like, it's not really that bad. But I like that this is spammable. So if you get hit with CDA, you still have a skill you can do. That is awesome. All right, Profaned Rest deals low magic damage and a single curse. You have a spammable curse skill, single target if you wanted it. Wow, basic skills are pretty good. All right, let's take a look at Tier 1. Dead Parates deals low dark damage. All right, magic monster with a dark attack, gotta love it. Applies possession. You have a single possession. All right, so we have a possession total blind. We have a single possession. What else do we have? Eyes Curse deals heavy magic damage to an enemy, applies curse and blind to an enemy, also 0 cooldown. Okay, this is good. I like this because Curse is an amazing DOT. It takes away 10% of HP and stamina, and then 20%, and then 40%. But then you also blind, which reduces enemy accuracy. That is cool. 40 stamina, and again, it's spammable. Alright, Damned Feathers deals moderate magic damage, applies curse to everyone. You have a 0 cooldown curse skill. Now, the biggest drawback to this skill is that you do not want to be reapplying curse. If you reapply curse, well, then the enemies are never going to lose that 20 and then 40%. But it is nice that you have a single target in terms of damage output, but then you curse the whole entire enemy team. Dang, combined with some relics, this could be pretty useful. Like, let's see, Amulet, you can do Charizard's Amulet to drain stamina if you AoE. But nah, the curse won't take away enough stamina, so I mean, it's cool that you have it. All right. Oh, Sulfagus applies curse to all enemies. What is it? 0 damage, 1 turn cooldown. Gives 25% of stamina to itself and stamina regen to itself. So if you needed to recharge, you could be like, you know what? Instead of recharging, let me just curse. Let me recover 25% of my stamina and give myself stamina regen. I like this skill, although you might not use it. Let's see. Loa Manager applies possession to enemies. Ah, we have an AoE possession. That is awesome. 2 turn cooldown. So notice this deals 0 damage. So if you have Charizard's Amulet, it will not trigger. 59 stamina cost. But yes, you have an AoE denial. And then Flying Spirit applies possession and total blind to an enemy. Gives 1 extra turn to an enemy. Whoa, that is tight. Have we seen this? I don't think we've had a skill that gives an extra turn to an enemy. That is awesome. Flying Spirit applies possession total blind to one enemy, gives 1 extra turn to an enemy. That is so darn cool. Okay, the amount of stuff and mechanics you can do with this. Think back to earlier when I started the video and there was a part where it said like, hints, he works really good with Hardy. This is why. If you've ever been possessed and your monster did a turn transfer skill, we'll say Ragnarök. If Ragnarok's ever been possessed and he accidentally turn transferred to the enemy, thanks to possession, his anticipation actually triggers. So if you have Hardy and Blackfeather together, you can actually trigger your own Hardy's anticipation. So the reason this skill mechanic can work really well is if you wanted to, you can put Blackfeather. Oh my gosh. Think about this. You can put Blackfeather and 2 anticipation monsters running like full strength if you wanted to, right? You can have Hardy full strength. You can have, heck, you can have Ragnarök full strength for all I care. You could actually probably run Miseris full strength. Like, I wouldn't be mad at you. Blackfeather, 3 speed, and then 3 strength Hardy, 3 strength Mythic, do Flying Spirits, give a churn to any enemy monster, and then anticipation triggers, Miseris gets a churn in, Hardy gets a churn in, and they're running strength runes. Man, that's awesome. Now, of course, realistically, you wouldn't do 6 strength, right? A 6 strength build. You'd probably do 2 team speed, maybe you could probably do 2 team speed on each. Like, the mechanics with this is pretty darn awesome. That aside, even if you don't have anticipation, it's interesting that you apply possession total blind to an enemy monster and give him an extra turn. Would you do that if not for the anticipation combos? I don't think you would run it if it was, yeah, it gives 1 extra turn to the, yeah, really Flying Spirit is only the kind of skill you run if you have anticipation on your team. If not, you don't bother with this skill. Why would you do it, right? This skill would actually work if you get possessed. You hopefully want a Flying Spirit, one of your allies. So you know what? I guess if you get possessed, if that's wow, this monster is interesting. I love the mechanic. I don't think we've seen this. This is probably Blackfeather, of all the cosmics I've seen so far, has to be the most interesting to me. Like, I genuinely like him. I think he's actually good. Skill set wise, he's actually good. He has a lot to offer that the other cosmics haven't been offering. This monster can possession total blind. He has a single possession. You have an AoE possession, and you utilize curse. That is awesome. And then you have this interesting mechanic with anticipation. Cool. That is so cool. Yeah, I can see this monster being used. Like I said, he's fast. He's not as fast as Slugazoid, but he is faster than Kodama, so you do have an advantage there in terms of speed over that monster. The ultimate, the Curse of the Cosmos, deals very heavy magic damage to enemies, disables trait, and applies possession. I've seen like a lot of, like I said, I've been going through all the mythics. A lot of them have really amazing ults like this, where you like trait disable and then do an AoE skill or a mega AoE variation. So the ultimate is great. Alright, let's talk skill sets, but this monster's impressed me. You definitely want to go with Blind Parrot. That is a must-have skill. You definitely want to go with your AoE possession, right? And I would even say you run Dead Parataze, the single possession. So you're going to have AoE possession, you're going to have single possession, and you're going to have possession total blind. Flying Spirit, like I said, that's only a skill you put if you have a monster with anticipation on your side. There's no reason to give the enemy a free turn, even if they're possessed. Yeah, there's really no reason to do it. I like the AoE curse. Well, technically you have two AoE curses. I like the one that gives you 25% of stamina and regen, kind of over the one that deals damage. But like I said, the bad thing about curse is you don't want to really reapply. I'm thinking, you know what? The single curse in blind is actually pretty nice. The single burn in blind. So let me see. Blind is, so for sure you do 0 cooldown Blind Parrot, possession total blind. That's a must. And I would say AoE possession is pretty much a must as well, unless you are specifically going into a Team Wars attack and there's like a data list, right? If there's a Megaton monster, don't bother with AoE possession, right? You run single attacks. If there's Dogeria monsters, don't bother with AoEs. I think maybe it's to your advantage to run Damned Feathers, the AoE curse skill. So I'm trying to find a place where you can put it. Yeah, it's interesting because compared to the other cosmics, I think his skill set are definitely up a notch. Overall, though, it's still nothing too crazy. So I would say AoE possession, Blind Parrots, and do possession, do single possession. Yeah, but then you can't really chain possession. So you'd have to have an ally that can like block positive effects, nanovirus, remove the possession. Because I like the curse and blind skill because it also blinds. Dang it, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I can tell you for sure it's possession total blind 0 cooldown skill. That's a for sure. And I would say run single possession. Like, it's useful to have just more single skills. But if you really wanted to, I guess you could remove Dead Parataze and have the... I don't know, guys. It's really up to you. I'm curious. What do you guys think about this? This is the kind of monster you give 3 speed runes, have him go first, have him deny. He can AoE deny if that's an option, or he can single deny if that's what you need to do. So I think my issue that I'm running into is that a lot of his skills do curse, and that's like, I don't want to redo curse. I don't want to redo curse. But I guess if you do AoE curse on one of the turns, on the next turn, who cares if you single curse someone? As long as you're reducing their accuracy, you'll be fine. Maybe you'll find that you're not really going to be doing the AoE curse that often. Maybe, like, for example, turn 1 is maybe AoE possession. Turn 2 is total blind on an enemy monster. And then turn 3, is anyone even alive for you to AoE curse? Maybe it's just single curse. So I'm thinking Ice Curse, Blind Parrot, Loa Manager, and then whatever skill you want. So if you want the stamina skill, you could do that one. If you want the single curse and blind, no, that one I'm running. If you want AoE curse, yeah, like, it's totally up to you. So first 3 skills I mentioned, Ice Curse, Blind Parrot, Loa Manager, those are must-have, or those are the good skill set. And then last skill you can pretty much choose. Alright guys, so with that being said, a little on the bottom is just some new mechanics to the Tails event, which I basically went over, so no reason to really talk about that anymore. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I gotta say, I am definitely looking forward to Blackfeather, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this monster? Any thoughts, any changes to the Tails event that you like, don't like? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.